The dense canopy of Kepler 442b filtered the alien sun's crimson light into dancing shadows across the jungle floor. Dr. Sarah Chen adjusted her field scanner and continued her methodical trek through the undergrowth, cataloging plant specimens. With the same enthusiasm most people reserved for grocery shopping, the humidity was oppressive, thick enough to swim through, and the air buzzed with the constant hum of creatures that evolution had never bothered to name. 3 meters to her left, Ambassador Zethkri of the Veltharan Empire crouched behind, a cluster of bioluminescent fungi, his forearms trembling as he gripped his plasma rifle. His iridescent scales had shifted to the deep purple that his species displayed when experiencing mortal terror. "Human Chen," he whispered, his translator struggling with the rapid-fire clicks and whistles of his native tongue. "The devourer stalks us. We must retreat immediately." Sarah paused in her examination of a particularly interesting vine, one that seemed to photosynthesize using infrared light, and glanced toward the source of Zethkri's panic. Approximately 50 meters ahead, a creature the size of a small spacecraft emerged from the tree line. The locals called it a devourer, though Sarah suspected that was more marketing than taxonomy. It stood 12 feet at the shoulder, its obsidian, carapace gleaming with natural armor that had evolved to deflect energy weapons. 6 legs, each ending in claws that could rend steel, supported a torso bristling with sensory organs. Its head, if the collection of mandibles, eyes, and acidic drool dispensers could be called that, swiveled toward them with predatory intelligence. The creature's roar shattered the jungle's ambient symphony. Trees shook. Smaller creatures fled in every direction. The very air seemed to vibrate with the promise of violence. Sarah yawned. "Fascinating," she murmured, making a note on her datapad. Subsonic frequency suggests a dual-purpose vocalization, territorial display combined, with echolocation mapping. The resonance patterns indicate a sophisticated understanding of acoustic physics. Zethkri's scales shifted to a shade of purple so dark it was nearly black. "Human Chen, this is not the time for your scientific observations. That creature has killed 17 Veltharan scouts. Our military classified it as a Category 7 extinction-level threat." The devourer took a thunderous step forward, then another, its multiple eyes fixed on the 2 figures with the intensity of a creature that had never known defeat. Acidic saliva hissed as it struck the ground, dissolving leaves on contact. Sarah checked her chronometer and sighed. "I really need to finish the botanical survey before sunset. The nocturnal pollination cycles won't wait." She began walking directly toward the devourer. Zethkri's translator emitted a sound that might have been electronic screaming. "What are you doing? Human, your species' reputation for insanity is well documented, but this exceeds all parameters." The devourer paused, clearly as confused as the ambassador. In its evolutionary history, prey did not approach. Prey ran, hid, or died. They did not walk toward certain death while consulting scientific instruments. Sarah stopped 3 meters from the creature and looked up at it with the mild interest of someone examining a museum display. "You're blocking the optimal path to the crystalline formations. Would you mind moving?" The devourer's head tilted, a gesture that looked almost comically bewildered on such a massive predator. It roared again, this time with enough force to knock Sarah's hat off. She bent down, picked up the hat, dusted it off, and put it back on. "Look, I understand you're the apex predator here. Very impressive. The bioengineering is remarkable. Those claws have a crystalline matrix that maintains sharpness through constant use, and your respiratory system is clearly optimized for high-energy pursuit predation. But I have a job to do." The creature lowered its head until its largest eye was level with Sarah's face. The eye was the size of a dinner plate, multifaceted like an insect's, but with an intelligence that spoke of complex neural architecture. Saliva dripped steadily, each drop carving small craters in the ground. Sarah reached into her field kit and withdrew an energy bar. She unwrapped it methodically and took a bite. "Oh, these are terrible. Whoever designed ration bars clearly never considered that humans actually have to eat them." The devourer's mandibles clicked in what might have been confusion, anger, or possibly indigestion. "Here's the thing. Sarah continued, offering a piece of the energy bar to the creature. Your threat display is calibrated for prey species that understand their prey. But humans? We spent 300,000 years walking out of Africa, across ice ages, through every hostile environment our planet could throw at us. We didn't do it by being the biggest or strongest. We did it by being stubborn. The devourer sniffed. They offered food with sensory organs Sarah couldn't identify. After a moment of consideration, a smaller mouth emerged from between the mandibles and delicately accepted the morsel. See? Not everything has to be about predation and territory. Sometimes it's just about getting from point A to point B. Sarah patted what she assumed was the creature's equivalent of a shoulder. Now I really do need to document those crystal formations before the light changes. Mind if I continue? The devourer straightened to its full height, looked down at this impossible human who treated apex predators like mildly inconvenient roadblocks, and stepped aside. Sarah nodded politely. Thank you. Oh, and you might want to have that acid production checked. The pH levels suggest you're running a little hot. Could be stress-related. She walked past the creature that had terrorized the Vaeltheran Empire, humming softly as she made her way toward the crystal formations. Behind her, Zethkri remained frozen behind his fungi, watching the most dangerous predator on Kepler 442b settle down in the shade to finish the energy bar. The creature's massive head tracked Sarah's progress with what the ambassador could only describe as respectful curiosity. Humans, Zethkri whispered to himself, his scales slowly shifting back to their normal jade coloration. They're all completely insane. In the distance, Sarah's voice drifted back through the jungle. Oh, wonderful. These crystals are definitely exhibiting quantum coherence at macro scale. This is going to revolutionize our understanding of mineral consciousness. The devourer's head tilted again, as if considering following the strange human who had just made its day considerably more interesting. Zethkri holstered his plasma rifle and began the long journey back to the embassy, where he would file a report that no one would believe. The most feared predator in known space had been defeated not by superior firepower or cunning strategy, but by a bored xenobotanist with an energy bar and an unshakable commitment to scientific methodology. The human empire, he realized, was going to be absolutely terrifying.